Alright, the third archetype for Duelist of Brilliance is here, and it's an unexpected one because we got an upgrade to XYZ or retrains of the XYZs for Seto Kaiba or Manjome or Chaz Princeton. And this was something I was not expecting at all. I was expecting the third archetype to be for Rua or Luna with Ancient Fairy Dragon, but nope, we got XYZs. So let's begin. And spoiler alert, this is more Seto Kaiba version because we do not have V and W. So we start off with Xcross Cannon, which is a light machine level 4 with 1800 attack, 1500 defense. Both effects are hard once per turn, with the first one of if you control a light machine fusion or union monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, which is of course going to be very helpful for play extension. With the second effect is that during the main phase, you can equip one appropriate light machine union monster from your deck to this card as it was like equipped by the monster effect, but you cannot special summon monster from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except for light. Funny enough, you can actually mix in some cyber dragons here because they are light. And also it's not restricted to just fusion summoning, so you can also play some exceeds as well. But anyway, that's your special summon, which is play extension, and basically also does a equip, which also those equipped union monsters are going to have their own effects that can special summon themselves. So this is overall pretty good. In which we go to Y Dragon Earhead, which is a level 4 light machine with 1500 attack, 1600 defense. If this card special summon, you can equip one level 4 light machine monster from your hand or graveyard to it, but you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except for lights, which is fine, especially with the combination of this next effect where once per turn you can activate one of these effects. Target one machine monster you control, equip this card to it, and if that monster would be destroyed by a battle or card effect, destroy this card instead, or special summon this equipped card. And this is what I mean about targeting the right equipped monsters or union monsters. This is obviously pretty good for an engine, especially for a light 4 machine. The only downside is that it loses the attack point gained from the original, but that wouldn't even matter. And also don't forget, this second effect triggers the first effect because it special summons itself, and these effects are not hard once per turn. And now we go to Zillion Caterpillar or Zillion Tank. It's a level 4 light machine with 1500 attack, 1300 defense. Its effect is very similar to the Y Dragon Earhead, except for this first part where if this card special summon, you can equip one of your banished level 4 light machine monsters to it, but you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except for lights. And the second effect is the same effect as the Y Dragon Earhead, where once per turn you can activate one of these listed effects. Target one machine monster you control, equip this card to it, and if that monster would be destroyed by any means, destroy this card instead, or special summon this card. This is obviously a necessary piece because of XYZ, but the fact that you can also recycle your banished monsters is just very nice. So Y is for the deck, Z is for the banishment, especially since you are going to be banishing fusion materials to summon your fusion monsters. And now to the upgraded XYZ Dragon Cannon, XYZ Hyper Dragon Cannon, which is a level 9 light machine fusion monster with 3000 attack, 2800 defense, requires the Xcross Cannon, Y Dragon Earhead, and Zillion Tank, and must first be fusion summoned from the extra deck by banishing the above cards as material from field and or graveyard. Nice that you can use the graveyard as well compared to the original. But the effects are, once per opponent's turn, quick effect, you can discard one card, then target one card your opponent controls and destroy it. And this is not hard once per turn, so that's pretty nice. The only thing I don't really like is that it has to be on your opponent's turn, but it can be very disruptive. But the second effect, you can banish this card from the field or graveyard to reveal one level 8 light machine monster from your extra deck, aka XYZ Dragon Cannon, ABC Dragon Buster, or some cases, Cyber Twin Dragon, so you can special summon up to 3 materials whose names are mentioned on the card from the graveyard or banishment. This archetype is already known for banishing its fusion materials, so just being able to summon back those fusion materials on the field is pretty nice. It's just too bad it cannot be its own materials to dodge some cards like ABC, and the new XYZ materials do not count as the originals, which can also be a little bit of a problem. But still overall, not too bad considering that you can still spam your field, and also this one is actually pretty easy to summon compared to the original. And now we got a new enemy controller that is a fusion monster called Union Controller. I just kind of find it funny that it's enemy controller on top of Xhead Cannon. But anyway, it's a level 6 light machine with 2200 attack, 1900 defense, requires one light machine monster and one either Y Dragon Earhead, Zillion Tank, must first be special summoned from the extra deck by banishing the above materials you control. And the first effect is hard once per turn, where if this card special summoned from the extra deck, you can add one spell trap from your deck to your hand that mentions Union Monster in the text. Basically a spell trap that revolves around a Union Monster. But anyway, second effect, once per turn you can special summon one light machine normal monster or Union Monster from your hand, aka special summon the Xhead Cannon, or hopefully some future support, the V and W. But overall this can be considered pretty decent decent since it lets you search up some of your support cards, but also basically an easier fusion summon card for XYZs. And it's kind of a clear reference of the level 6 XYZ where it's Xhead Cannon combined with one of the other two parts. But overall, it's not too bad, especially the special summon part. Finally, to the last card, which is Normal Spell Union Activation. You can only use one of these per turn, with the first effect of send one light machine, normal, or union monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard. If you do, add one light machine monster with the same attack with the different original name from your deck to your hand. AKA, you can send the Xhead Cannon from your deck to the graveyard, so you can add the new version to your hand, or basically one of the union monsters, so you could send the new version to your hand. This is already really good because it helps out with few things that you can actually set up your graveyard of materials while also at the same time searching one of your materials for a different monster. That is already pretty good. But the second effect makes it even better, where if you special summon 3 light machine monsters at the same time while this card's in your graveyard, aka use your fusion monster to detach themselves through the ABC Dragon Buster effect or the new XYZ Dragon Cannon effect, you can banish this card and add one monster with 3000 or more attack from your deck to your hand, then immediately after this card resolves, normal summon it. Originally, I was questioning why this 3000 or more attack from your deck to your hand until I realized this is a Seto Kaiba deck. So the idea here as a reference is basically special summon your 3 materials and add either the Blue Eyes White Dragon or Obelisk, so you can tribute your monsters and immediately normal summon it. And unfortunately cannot be any other Egyptian god, it has to be Obelisk if you're going to go for that. As for light machine monsters with 3000 attack or more from your main deck, I can't really think of anything that could be easily summoned without a Omi summon restriction. But overall this card is just pretty good, mainly for the first effect. It's just funny the second effect is just meant for the Blue Eyes or Obelisk setup, unless if I'm really missing something. So that's it for the new XYZ support that is for Seto Kaiba more so than Chaz Princeton or Manjome. What do you guys think of it? Honestly, very unexpected, but very happy to see. Even though it's dual monster support, it's one of the dual monster archetypes that hasn't got support for so long, or even considered GX archetype. But I am a little disappointed, speaking of GX, is that there's no V and W, because this could have been a crossover of Seto Kaiba Chaz Princeton support, but we didn't get that. And we still don't have any retrains for V and W, so I'm still a little sad about that. But I still have some hope since they literally just made support for XYZ, so hopefully VW soon. But other than that, that's it for this, and see you all next time.